The ship's hull groaned like a wounded beast as the rescue team cut through it. Smoke drifted from ruptured conduits, painting the corridor in shades of gray and red emergency light. I was the last one in the line, Lieutenant Mason Hale, xenolinguist, and the least prepared for what we were about to find. We had received a distress signal from deep space, an ancient signal in an alien frequency, over 1,000 years old. The coordinates led us to a derelict cruiser drifting in the void, silent as death. The others saw it as a salvage job. But for me, it felt like a summons. "Radiation levels minimal," said Commander Ellis as he stepped inside. "No life signs detected. Proceed with caution." The inside of the alien ship was a cathedral of metal and memory. The corridors were vast, curved, and alive with bioluminescent veins. Every surface pulsed faintly, as if the ship itself was breathing. I ran my gloved fingers over the walls. The texture was warm, too warm for something that had been adrift for centuries. Then I heard it. A low hum, a voice, a whisper at the edge of my mind. "Did anyone else hear that?" I asked. The others didn't respond. Their helmets were filled with static. Then, one by one, their helmet lights flickered out, leaving only mine shining in the suffocating dark. "Mason, status report." Ellis's voice was gone from my comms. The others were gone too. No bodies, no noise, just emptiness. And the hum grew louder. I followed it. My boots echoed softly on the floor that looked almost like bone. I found myself in a massive chamber, a throne room, maybe. In the center was a containment field, shimmering like a frozen flame. Inside it was something alive. A figure. A woman, or what resembled one. Her skin glowed like obsidian dust under starlight. Her hair moved like threads of energy, her eyes reflecting a galaxy of storms. Her wrists were bound in chains made of light itself. When she looked up at me, the hum in my head became a voice. "You're not one of them," she said, her voice in my mind and in my bones. "You're human." I raised my weapon on instinct. "Identify yourself." She smiled faintly. "You don't recognize me? Good. That means the war is over." I didn't know what she meant, but I knew one thing: whatever she wasn't supposed to be here. The air trembled around her with restrained power. I should have been terrified. But I wasn't. Instead, I took a step closer. Middle, the queen in chains. The alien woman watched me silently as I examined the console nearby. It was ancient, filled with alien glyphs. But when I brushed my fingers across the interface, it changed. The symbols rearranged themselves into something I could read. Containment active. Subject: Elora, sovereign of the Varn Dominion. Threat level: infinite. My breath caught. The Varn Dominion, an empire humanity only knew through ruins and ghost stories. They had ruled vast sectors of the galaxy thousands of years ago before vanishing overnight. She was their queen. "Why are you still alive?" I asked. Her head tilted slightly, as though studying a primitive creature trying to understand fire. "Because they feared what I would become if I died." "Who's they?" "Those who betrayed me. My own kind." There was bitterness in her tone, sharp and cold. She stood effortlessly despite her chains. "They feared my gift," she said. "My voice could shape matter, bend will, awaken the sleeping stars. So they caged me here, left me drifting where no mind would ever find me." Her eyes met mine again, deep, endless pools of violet. "Until you." My heart pounded. The hum from before had shifted. It now resonated with my pulse, sinking to it. "Why aren't you afraid of me, human?" she asked suddenly. Her voice was both curious and sad. Every creature who ever looked upon me trembled. Even gods turned away. "But you," She stepped closer, her bare feet silent on the floor. "You're not afraid?" I swallowed. "I don't know," I admitted. And I didn't. I should have been shaking. Every instinct screamed danger, yet my mind was calm, drawn to her, as if some invisible thread connected us. Elora tilted her head, smiling faintly. "Then perhaps you were meant to find me." Before I could answer, the ship trembled violently. Alarms blared across the corridor. My comms flickered back to life. Ellis's voice, panicked and distant. "Mason, the ship's powering up. We're reading massive energy surges everywhere. Get out of there." I turned toward the exit, but Elora's voice stopped me. "If you leave now, the ship will destroy itself and me with it." I hesitated. My orders were clear. Retrieve what we could and get out. But I looked back at her, at the loneliness in her eyes, and something inside me rebelled against leaving her behind. "Tell me how to stop it," I said. She studied me for a long moment. Then, slowly, she extended her hand. "Release my chains." I hesitated, staring at the containment field. "If I do that, what happens to me?" "That depends," she said softly, "on whether you fear me." "The choice." I placed my palm against the control panel. The glyphs rearranged again, responding to my presence. I could feel her energy pulsing beneath the interface, a living heartbeat of light. "System override," I whispered. "Manual release." The containment field flared white, blindingly bright. The chains around Elora's wrists shattered into fragments of energy that drifted away like snow. She exhaled, long and deep, as if breathing for the first time in 1,000 years. Her power filled the chamber, a tangible force pressing against my chest. She looked limitless. And yet, when her eyes met mine again, there was gratitude there. "You freed me," she said quietly. The ship stabilized instantly, as though responding to her will. The alarm ceased. Even the air seemed lighter. "What will you do now?" I asked. She smiled faintly. "That depends on you." I blinked. "Me? You carry something within you, human. Something I have not felt in eons. A resonance." She touched my chest lightly, her fingers crackling with faint blue light. "It's why you could hear me. Why you're not afraid." I wanted to ask what she meant, but the sound of boots echoed down the corridor. My team had arrived, weapons drawn. "Step away from the subject," Ellis shouted. Elora didn't move. Her eyes flickered toward them with quiet disdain. So quick to aim their weapons. So slow to understand. "Ellis, wait," I said. "She's not attacking. She's an ancient warlord, Mason. Look at this place." Ellis barked. "She's manipulating you." But even as he said it, I could feel it wasn't true. I knew manipulation, and this wasn't it. It was something else. Recognition. Connection. "She's not our enemy," I said firmly. Elora's expression softened. "You see clearly," she murmured. "More clearly than most of your kind." But Ellis didn't wait. He fired. The blast struck Elora square in the chest and dispersed harmlessly, like water hitting air. She didn't even flinch. Instead, she raised her hand, and every weapon in the room turned to dust. My team froze in horror. She could have killed them. She didn't. "Go," she told them softly. "You do not belong here." Then her eyes turned to me. "But you do." Middle, the resonance. We were alone again. The ship had gone quiet, drifting through space like a ghost. I tried to process what had just happened. My team gone, communication silent, and an alien queen who seemed to know more about me than I did. "I don't understand," I said. "Why me? Why can I hear you? Why am I not afraid?" She smiled, a slow, sad smile. "Because you are not like the others. You have walked through your own darkness, haven't you? Mason Hale? My throat tightened. How do you know my name? I hear what you don't speak, she said gently. Your memories echo in your heartbeat. The loss you carry, the guilt. The human who watches the stars but never feels at home among them. I looked away. You don't know anything about me, don't I? She asked quietly. You lost someone. A promise unfulfilled. A voice you still reach for in your dreams. My jaw clenched. She was right. My wife, Anna, killed in the orbital collapse 3 years ago. I'd buried that pain so deep I thought it couldn't be touched again. Yet somehow, she saw it instantly. How could you possibly know that? Because grief has a frequency, Elora said. And yours sings in harmony with mine. For the first time, I saw the cracks in her strength. Behind the regal composure, behind the alien power, there was loneliness. Endless and raw. My mate betrayed me, she said softly. He was the one who caged me here. The one I trusted above all. He feared my power, and he feared what love could make of me. Our eyes met across the alien throne room. 2 beings from different worlds, bound by the same wound. And I understood. Fear hadn't built her prison. Love had. The connection. Over the next few hours, we explored the ship together. She told me of the Varn, how they had risen, conquered, and fallen by their own arrogance. She spoke of creation and decay, of 1,000 suns that once burned under her command. But what struck me most wasn't her power. It was her regret. I could move mountains, she said, but I could not move hearts. I wanted to unite my kind, but they only saw my strength as a threat. Maybe they were afraid, I said quietly. Then they were fools, she replied. Fear blinds the eyes that should see truth. We stopped near an observation deck, a window that revealed the endless ocean of stars. Her reflection shimmered beside mine. You still haven't answered me, she said. Why aren't you afraid of me? I looked at her then, really looked. Not as a queen or a weapon, but as a soul chained too long to solitude. Because I've already lost everything I was afraid to lose, I said finally. There's nothing left for you to take from me. For a long time, she said nothing. Then, slowly, she stepped closer, so close I could feel the warmth radiating from her skin. Then perhaps, she whispered, there's something I can give instead. Ending the awakening. When the rescue fleet arrived, they found me alone. The ship was dead again, its energy spent, its systems silent. No trace of Elora remained. I told them what I could, that the signal was ancient, that the ship was uninhabited, that my team had been lost to a systems failure. No one questioned it. No one could. But I knew the truth. That night, as I lay in the medbay staring at the stars through the viewport, I heard her voice again, soft, faint, like a memory whispered across the void. You freed me, Mason Hale. And I freed you. My chest ached, not from pain, but from something new. Hope. And when I looked into the reflection of the glass, I saw her eyes, violet and bright, watching me from the starlight. Why aren't you afraid of me, human? She had asked. Now I finally had an answer. Because she wasn't something to fear. She was something to remember. And somewhere out there, among the endless stars, I knew she was still watching, waiting for the day our frequencies would align once more.